What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7, and today we're going to lay it down on Dingo from Malicus Consciousness. A lot of you have been asking about this fight. It can be a little complicated, so today we're going to do it on our newbie account with all 3-star heroes. Like a lot of the bosses in Epic 7, he has this sort of mechanic that plays back and forth that you have to pay attention to, but you really don't want to because it's too much reading, so I'm going to break it down and exactly how you beat this. So he's going to come into the fight with himself, Dingo. There's also 2 shards and another dude who doesn't like you. So what do we do with these shards? How do we interact with them to be able to do the fight? If we look at his passive ability, we're going to start the battle with the Flame Shard. The Flame Shard's a buff, that's why it's in blue. It doesn't do anything except that when an ally is attacked, when the attacker does not have Flame Shard, decreases damage by 100%. Means that you have to have this buff on you. When the caster suffers a dual attack, decreased damage suffered 50%. We don't care about this. We are going to dual attack this guy to death. And then at the end of the turn, inflict stackable defense break on all of your heroes. And this is important because if you have too many turns, if you take too long to kill him, he's just going to hit harder and harder and harder and make it very difficult for you. Now, if we go back to his other passive ability, the shards that we talked about were the Frost Shard and a Flame Shard. Hitting one with a single target attack will switch your buff to the debuff and vice versa. We also have this skill here that when he hits 50%, he's going to switch all of your buffs to the opposite. So if they all have Flame Shard, he's going to switch it to Frost. If they all have Frost, he'll switch it back to Flame, and that's how it goes. You must have the Flame Shard on you to be able to do damage. If you have the Frost Shard on you, you're going to take more damage. That's about it. We're going to focus the boss, we're going to beat him, and we're going to use all 3-star heroes. Here we go with our first hero, Adventurer Ras. He is on the free HP set, which I think is perfect for him. This Ras and these stats are going to be good for you all the way through Abyss 120. You really don't need to be super fast unless you're going to bring him into RTA. I also have him onto Aureus. This is the artifact I always use for him. It really helps to protect all the allies that you bring with and will help soak up some of that damage. Because this is a high HP Ras, we have 1300 defense, 27k HP. He really has the opportunity to protect those allies, right? Somewhere around 200 speed I think is good. Dingo has 75% effective resist, so you need to have at least 60% effectiveness. Now you see 90 here because I'm bringing this Adventure Ras into Abyss, and into Abyss you need to have 90 to be able to hit all the bosses with the defense break up until level 120. And what we're looking at here is the S number 2 onto the dual attacks. He also has a chance to defense break on the S number 2 when we go into his skill tree. And then also in his skill tree, he protects this back ally right here, the one in the very back, from damage. Once they get below 50%, he gives them a really huge shield which protects them. So put your squishy target right there in the back. And this brings us to Camilla. Camilla, super amazing. What we really like out of her is she has an S number 2 that does a attack buff to herself and the hero with the highest attack. Then we have an S number 1 that brings that hero with the highest attack for a dual attack chance, 50% chance defense break. Camilla, super easy. She works on pretty much any build. You need to have 190 speed to go before the boss in this fight. You need to have 60% effectiveness to land the defense break, and then pretty much any build, any kind of artifact will work. Camilla, she's going to be amazing. If you're already using her for your C13, go ahead and bring that Camilla. She's going to work for you. Here we go now with Montmorency. Now, honestly, Montmorency, I only bring her because she is a healer. She helps you to get through a lot of the labyrinth, and she has high morale. Otherwise, you can use pretty much any healer here if all you have to do is to fight the boss. You probably don't even need a healer. I don't think I needed a healer. I'm not even sure she healed one time. But I'm bringing Montmorency, and she is on my free HP build as well. I like her to be somewhere around 200 effect resist. At 150, she gets debuffed, which is just insane. Effect resist is a lie, I'm telling you. Go for 200 if you can. 1500 and around 20k HP, and Montmorency super easy. Now, best in slot is Rod of Amaryllis. If you don't have this artifact, that's okay. Bring something else that's going to help her to heal more or help her to cycle faster, and I think you're good. And lastly, we're coming to our main damage dealer, Commander Lorena. I have her onto the free attack set, not even an offset, and honestly, she carried me super hard with Mercedes all the way through episode number 4, all the way through Abyss to 100, and even in the end game, I'm pulling her into Fire Expedition. I'm also pulling her into C13, and she's doing a great job there. At this level of stats, with 4,200 attack and 267 crit damage, she's doing somewhere like 20, 30, 40k on a lot of these bosses with high HP because of the Daydream Joker artifact, which is going to be best in slot for all of your hunts and all of the Abyss, all of the Labyrinth. But really, I don't even change it when I go to Expedition. She still does a great job. Now, Commander Lorena, she's very forgiving. She's not very hard to build. You don't need anything else besides attack, crit, and crit damage. I don't even have speed on her, because if we look at her S number 1, she's going to build combat readiness on her S number 1. So the idea here is to bring a lot of dual attacks. She's going to continue to cycle, and she's going to do a ton of damage. That's the one job that she has, and she does it very well. Don't be afraid to build your Lorena, and you can utilize her into the end game after you finish this level and after you finish a lot of that newbie content. Here we go with the Blaze Dingo fight. Now, if you have 190 speed or more, then you'll take a turn before the boss. This doesn't necessarily matter, except that you can land an early defense break and really speed up the fight and do a lot of damage on this very first turn. You see that Camilla gets resisted, but Adventure Ras hits that defense break, and then he is able to now set up Lorena with the attack buff and with the defense break to do big damage on that S number 3. And right there, 48,000, so much damage. The boss only has 170k, which means we've already brought him almost to 50%. So amazing. Now when Kawazu gets his turn, he's going to hit that front row hero. He's going to change their flame buff into frost. And that really doesn't matter too much because Ras, you know, he's our knight, he's there for protection. He's not really doing any damage anyway. If you want to, you can change him back into flame after Blingo gets below 50%, because he's going to now change everyone to their opposite element. That means everyone that had flame is going to go to frost, everyone had frost is going to go to flame. A single target attack on flame is going to then set you right back up to where you were, and then you can go ahead and just start hammering on Dingo some more. If you land a defense break, this is only going to take another couple of rounds. If you don't, then don't worry, you're going to beat him long before he gets strong enough to win. Even on her S1 with no defense break there, we see the Lorena doing 17k. That is amazing.
Let's fight together. I'll help you. It's hard, but I won't give up.
Should we get started? I hope you're ready.
I'm ready. I will continue my training. I'll keep going. Here I go.
I'll bring an end to this. I'll protect you.
My spear will protect everyone. Feel my might in the point of my spear.
Blaze Dingo can be a challenging fight, but you can do it. It only took us about 2 minutes and you get a lot of great rewards. This is the final ring that I got. It rolled an 89 equipment score, which isn't too bad. On my level 88 and 90 gear, I want to get as close to 100 as possible. 90 is what I really like to see. So anything above 90 is really great. And for a new player, for someone who is coming into the game, who doesn't have a lot of gear, this is going to be fantastic on a ton of heroes until you get better gear or until you start to break into things like penetration set. Don't be afraid to build some of these heroes, especially the ones that you can use in the end game. It's not wasted materials. It's going to get you through this content, and then you can break into more and more challenging content as you play Epic 7. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give me a like so other people just like you can find it as well. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck on your battles.